Let's see if this is connecting. Excellent connection. Let's see it click over. Boom. All right, cool. So, first of all, I want to thank you guys. My YouTube has been remonetized because of all your guys' traffic over the last several months that I've been doing these videos. And I really appreciate it. I'm not hitting the threshold yet to actually get paid. So if you guys want to help me do that, please like, subscribe, and share and comment on these videos, because I've been looking at the analytics and it's like 90% of you aren't even subscribed to this channel. So please subscribe to the channel if you guys want me to keep digging deep and finding things like this in my old email, which is the first Hollywood Undead interview. Maybe you guys have heard this. This might be out there, but I have a feeling it's not. It's very old. But anyway, if you want me to be able to find the time and have the energy to do this, it would be great if you guys like, follow, and all that stuff. And super chats help me out a lot with that. Also, you guys could buy me a cup of coffee. I could dig deep in my emails and find all this old HU stuff. I just found, I know a bunch of you guys, oh, what's up, chat? What up, everyone? A couple of you guys are asking me about Broken Side. And how I was, someone found something out there that said that I was being featured on one of their songs, and I actually found the emails between me and Michael, I think that's his name, talking about this, and he actually sent me the beat over. That I'll do another video about that soon. I'll probably watch a couple of their videos, and liking, subscribing, super chats, all that shit helps me out. I'm almost to the point where they're gonna be paying me, which would be cool. Let's see. So I found this in my email, y'all. It is the first Hollywood Undead interview. I'm trying to remember where this was. Right now, I don't. At some point through this interview, I might remember where it was. I have not listened to this since it was made. I don't know if it was ever released. I believe it must have been. I mean, why would we have done a video and not released it, right? Or an interview. Yeah, so this is the first thing. This possibly, I don't know, you guys might, like I said, you guys may have heard this already, but I don't think it's out there. So this hasn't been listened to in a long time. This was before the number 5 video, I'd imagine. This is before Myspace Records or Interscope, I'd imagine, because I think this is like really early on. Like I'm talking like month 3. Because I think about month 3 is when we all started looking at each other and we were like, what's going on here? Like this was just kind of a joke. We just made some goofy stuff and put it on our MySpace, and our friends thought it was funny, and our friends, reposted it. I mean, we didn't even call it, Anyway, so this is early internet. Like, this is before a lot of you were born. This is a long time ago. So if y'all don't have any questions, I know that you're Shady Jeff, not Shady Fizz. Yes, thank you very much. I'm not Shady Fizz. Shady Fizz was a character invented by Hollywood Undead to cover me up. Cover the fact that I was ever in the band up. Yeah, I watched, and I think I did reaction videos. You can see my reaction videos to the Shady Fizz videos. They're actually pretty funny. Like, this is really funny. But anyway, here we go. Hollywood Undead's first interview. This had to have been 2003. Maybe you guys can let me know when Hollywood Undead started. But it had to have been 2003, 2004, something like that. Because by the time I went on Warp Tour 2005 with From First to Last, I went on tour with them. Like HU was in full swing, and like there were, kids wearing Hollywood Undead shirts at Warp Tour. Man, that was fun. Anyway, here we go.
This is the producer over here, man.
Hey, I'm the funny man.
I'm J-Dog, man. Far out, man.
This is the Curls.
Yo, what's up? This Charlie Scene up in the house, mother.
This is the server, aka Endless Summer 2. Cool, bro.
Shady Jeff.
Brutal. And we are
Undead. First of all, I was trying to put together.
I used to say brutal a lot, and they would make fun of me. But anyway, sorry. I don't mean to be cutting you guys. I know you guys probably want to see this.
Man, there's some hard pop hitting mother lovers. So, I went
Yeah.
out to the streets and found Funny Man. He was digging through some trash cans.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the sound sounds too good to have just been. I feel like we were in a studio somewhere. We may have been. See, I knew it would come to me. Okay, Myspace Studios. Myspace used to be so. Tom Anderson, Tom Myspace, funny dude. Tom likes Asian girls. So Myspace, when we were invited to Myspace to meet with Tom and to do an interview for Myspace Records, which was rolling out at about the same time Hollywood Undead was getting big, we went down to Myspace, which was in Santa Monica, to the headquarters, and MySpace at the time was Tom and like 300 Asian women. Like, I don't know if a lot of people know about this, but yeah, MySpace was all Asian chicks, all beast like business ladies, and like real professional place. But Tom liked Asian girls, and I think he's married to an Asian girl. But anyway, so Tom, this is the interview when we went and we met with Tom, and Tom was like, yeah, so, we thought you guys literally hacked MySpace, and we had like a whole team of our techs working on it to see how you hacked the website, because our page got so fast so quick. It probably always had the record for the fastest growing, like organically growing MySpace page at that time. So I think after we met with Tom, they put us in like a sound room and interviewed us, and I think it was just a few basic questions. Like, I don't feel like there was an interviewee. I think we just were kind of telling the story of what happened with our very fast and very unusual success as a band that only existed on the internet, who didn't have a label pushing them, and was huge, like a huge band. We were, huge overnight, practically. Like, within 2 weeks, Hollywood Undead got huge. And, yeah, so I believe this was at Myspace Studios. Because I'm feeling, I can hear the room. It's a nice soundproofed room, and there's nice mics we're talking into. I don't think it was Aaron or Jarrell's house, where we usually recorded, which is Franklin Highland. And what the hell did we call Aaron's house? I know Shit Holly was right there, but yeah, we called it something else. Maybe you guys remember. But yeah, I don't think so. This is either Myspace Studios, which would be really early, like really early in HU's career. Man, can you guys hear my stomach growling? I should have ate something before this. So really early on, MySpace era, or it was later at Universal or at Atlantic. There are a few record labels we visited. I don't think it was. It would have either been Universal, which was Interscope, or MySpace, but I'm leaning hard towards it being at MySpace. MySpace Studios that was down in Santa Monica with all the Asian ladies. Oh, wow. Okay. Brady, yeah. So I'm up on the stage with the boys in HU, and I set up the sixth grade. Holy what? Yeah, the video is pretty funny. It's a pretty funny video, the Shady Fizz video. You know, I reacted. Watch those videos, please, and like them and share them because they're pretty funny. My reaction video to the Shady Fizz videos. Shady Fizz, I forgot the dude's name, but he was funny. He thought I wanted to beat him up because of all that stuff. And like, he came up to me once and was like super nervous and scared. And he was like, bro, no, I wasn't really like trying to, those guys pressured me into it. And I really, I wasn't trying to make fun of you. And I was like, dude, I don't give a shit. Anyway, we all love the Asian girls. Yeah, mega awkward. Speaking of any word on Deuce, I've heard nothing but bad things. I actually heard recently that he moved back to LA, which is probably a good sign. I hit him up a couple times. He didn't respond. He's being a tough guy. But hopefully he's doing better. Because I heard from a few people he moved back to LA. And like he switched his Instagram to LA, which that doesn't really necessarily mean anything. He may just be covering up the fact that he's in Portland and everyone thinks he's homeless in Portland. But I doubt it. I hope he's back in LA and doing well and doing better than he was. Okay, so getting back to this.
And then we put it on MySpace, and then all of a sudden, bing, bat, boom.
Can you guys hear it all right? It's pretty low. Can you guys hear? Yeah, okay, cool.
Boom,
Bing,
bam.
bat, boom. We start posting
Bingo,
bulletins.
bango.
We start getting friends posting bulletins.
Wait, so have you guys heard this before? Chat? Homies in the chat, have you guys heard this before? It's lagging. Oh no! Never heard this, never heard of this. The first Hollywood. I doubt it's out there because I'm on it. Yeah. Oh, this is cool then. Yeah, so I guarantee they would have gotten rid of this interview, and this is the very first interview ever of Hollywood Undead. Dang, how about that? That's cool. I'm glad I found this.
We started working it, dude. Like, it was like, now we kept posting bulletins, and then we get our friends to post bulletins, and from there it pretty much spread like wildfire. That's all we really did.
Yeah.
Pretty much did itself.
Bingo, bango.
No help from Jeffree Star.
Well, basically, we're just 7 fools who.
That's not true. That's not true at all. That's funny he said that. I don't know why he said that, but that's not true at all. See, he was trying to make it See, immediately those guys started really trying to like carve out the story. The whole no Jeff from Jeffree Star, that's definitely not true. He was a major reason why Hollywood. I mean, we were blowing up before Hollywood. We were blowing up before we did the song with Jeffree Star, but doing the song with Jeffree Star was like a rocket booster. So, you know, having a lot of friends in big places on Myspace at that time really helped. You know, me being friends with Sonny and From First to Last and Tila and Jeffree Star, you know, clearly was rocket boosters for Hollywood Undead's career. Yeah, they did do an amazing job pretending I never existed. That is very true. They did a very good job. Someone actually just sent me, I forgot. Someone just sent me, I was in the middle of the desert prospecting for gold last week in Nevada, and someone sent me the post that they posted after I left saying that I had left the band. I'll post that on my Instagram or something. It was pretty funny. I like finding stuff like that. But anyway, one of them retweeted, "You died back in the day. So when your Deuce video came out, it was taken aback." No, what happened with me dying? I made a video about this. Did I? I think I talked about this in a video. There was the photographer, Tyler Shields, who was sleeping on my couch when I lived in the Hollywood Hills. And I had my M3. Oh, that car was sick. Anyway, I crashed my M3. It was all souped up, like coilovers and a supercharger and all this BS. And I hit some water and my traction control on the car was disabled, so I was into like drifting and racing and shit back then. And I hit some water and I spun out in an intersection and I literally went up on the curb and knocked over a fire hydrant. And it wasn't that big of a deal. Actually, you know, like I fixed my car myself. It wasn't that big of a deal, but Tyler ran down and took all these like really dramatic looking photos. And then he put it on, and he was pretty popular at the time. He was a pretty big photographer on MySpace. So he put up on his MySpace a folder of photos called The Death of Shady Jeff. And I wasn't in any of these photos, but my car and my girlfriend was in it. It was Hillary Coe. She was on her phone looking distraught. And then someone reposted that from Hollywood Undead somewhere with like all these gory pictures also mixed in. And then and then everyone went nuts, right? But like I was like, hey, I'm gonna run with this because the whole Undead thing. So at that point on, I never spoke on the Hollywood Undead Facebook, MySpace ever again. I never spoke. I was I was talking to people on there when I was running the page like I always did, but you didn't know it was me because I never signed anything again. And like the boys, what we would do is that I'd do it for a while, and then one of the other dudes would do it for a while. One of the other dudes would do it for a while, but they were never really good at doing it. So I mostly ran the page, and so I'd be all, "Hey, it's J-Dog, you know, like do this, do that, do this, you know." But it was really me. And so that but then we never said anything about whether I died or not. So you guys went nuts over that stuff. You guys were like, what? Like freaking out because it was a big mystery and it was kind of fun. It was just so then on out, I was to you know, like then I became this like zombie undead guy, you know, was around, but then like there was just like this mad mystery about like was he dead and did like so it totally fed into the whole thing and was really funny. So up until I left the band, no one from the band talked about me ever again from that point on, just because you guys went so crazy over that. Yeah, so yeah, let's get back to this.
We just like to get on the mic and speak the truth,
Let me
homie.
was like-
rewind this.
Now we kept posting bulletins, and then we get our friends to post bulletins, and from there it pretty much spread like wildfire. That's all we really did.
Yeah.
Pretty much did itself.
Bingo bango.
No help.
Yeah, pretty much did itself. I did all that shit. True, we all posted this and everyone reposted it, but like my friends that reposted it. My friends that reposted it were the people with the Tila with the 1.2 million fans on MySpace and Jeffree Star, who had like 3 million friends on MySpace, and from First to Last, who had 400,000 friends on MySpace. It was like those people that and I was pushing everyone hard. Like everyone I knew, I was like, repost our shit, do it. Or like I'd grab their computers and redo it, or grab their Sidekick phones and reposted it. So it was like, it was a lot of work, but I was around the right people at the right time.
From Jeffree Star.
Well, basically, we're just 7 fools who just like to get on the mic and speak the truth, homie.
Yeah.
We got our video coming up.
Yeah, we're working on our full-length album right now. We just grew up out here, and
Like hearing them say 7, that's some old shit. This is old when it's 7 fools, 7 crazy white fools. What was that? Didn't they say that in one of the songs? 7 crazy white guys. Like that's how you know this is old.
we've been in bands our whole entire life. We've been making music our whole entire life.
No.
We all grew up on, pretty much all of us listen to hip-hop music in one way or another, and we all listen to rock music. We just decided to make songs and do them together in a way that no one's done before. And obviously we talk about the stuff we do every day because that's really what we do, because we got nothing better to do.
We talk about
That's a lot of dudes laughing right there. Like 7 people. Way too, like, I had a couple of friends that were in the music industry that I knew, and they were like, dude, you need to get rid of some of the people in your band. And I was like, I know. There's way too many people. And those dudes, we were just like, we were very rock and roll for back in the day. Like this pile of dudes did not give a shit. Once we hit, we were going crazy. It was pretty funny.
a lot of stuff, a lot of clubs, different people we know and stuff like that. I mean, it's all funny.
Now, MySpace is a big thing, and I would encourage every band that's not on MySpace to put your stuff on there, because I'm still meeting bands that don't have their music on MySpace.
Yeah.
And it's like
Okay, so yeah, this was at MySpace because they were having us do an ad. Not an ad, but Tom had like nothing for MySpace music, right? And Tom hit us up. He's like, I wanna sign you guys to MySpace music. I want you guys to be the first band because you're the first band to ever get big on MySpace. And so this was definitely at MySpace. What do I keep calling it? MySpace Studios down in Santa Monica with all the Asian chicks. And we were kind of doing like an ad, like a small short interview that they put up on MySpace music. So that's probably why this, I mean, they immediately took this down, I'm sure, back in the day. It was up on MySpace music and it had gazillions of views, but that band has had such a big career since then that like clearly this interview got lost.
biggest networking tool, I think, in the world right now, really.
Yeah.
For real.
I think it's funny seeing the reaction from our page and the kids dressing like us, wearing bandanas, making their own things. I personally don't know any other band page where kids go that.
Do I still talk to Sonny? The last time I saw Sonny, so this is actually a funny story. The last time I hung out with Sonny, we were at the Grammys. Went to the Grammys with him, and that was when, who was it? Dead Mouse or no, the other DJ homie that Sonny hung out with. Not Dipset. Diplo. Diplo went up on stage with Sonny's phone number on his shirt. So Sonny did this to me. Sonny did this to me in like 2003. Sonny was huge. And from first to last, he was huge back then. And he wasn't as big as me in Hollywood Undead. So he put up on his MySpace, he said, "Hey guys, give me a call," and put up my phone number. And for 5 or 6 years, I got phone calls. Hey, Sonny. You know, like, hey, is this Sonny Moore? Hey, is this Sonny Moore? Like, for years. So anyway, I don't know how. Sonny must have done it to Diplo at some point. And so Diplo was getting back at him because Diplo won a Grammy. And so Diplo went up with Sonny's phone number on his shirt. And I think it even said call Sonny Moore or call Skrillex or something like that crazy. And this is when Diplo and Sonny won like 6 Grammys that year. Like he broke some record. Like, so he was huge then. And so since then, I haven't talked to or seen Sonny. I mean, I've seen him. I went and saw him play, and I'm gonna try and take my son's way into him, because I played Shiny Toys and Nice Sprites for my son when he was like 4. Like, we drive around and he really liked it. And then, you know, he still likes him a lot. So I was going to try to take him to the show. But anyway, I haven't seen or heard from him since. And, you know, the homie's a rock star. I don't hold him against him. But he's off doing his thing and killing it. I mean, we always knew Sonny was going to change the world in some way. Hanging out with Sonny makes you not want to be a musician. That's for sure, because he's just good at everything. And I have been playing bass my whole life, and I suck at it still. You know, it's like one of those things you just get discouraged. You're like, dude, can you just suck at something so I can like feel better about myself? But no, Sonny Skrillex is a beast.
Crazy and like make collages of the band they like. We talk about a lot of stuff, a lot of clubs, different people we know and stuff like that. I mean, it's all funny. And
Now, MySpace is a big thing, and I would encourage every band that's not on MySpace to put your stuff on there, because I'm still meeting bands that don't have their music on MySpace.
Yeah.
And it's like the biggest networking tool, I think, in the world right now, really.
Yeah.
For real.
I think it's funny seeing the reaction from our page and the kids dressing like us, wearing bandanas, making their own things. I personally don't know any other band page where kids go that crazy and like make collages.
That's definitely true. I ended up, there's a band called Bullet for My Valentine. Pretty early on, like month 2 of Hollywood Undead existing, I was still running my casting agency and casting my friends in music videos and stuff. And I ended up getting casted in, I used to be in a lot of music videos just because I was a walking tattooed mannequin, I guess. But Bullet for My, I got picked to be the lead in a Bullet for My Valentine video. And I was in Miami shooting the Bullet for My Valentine video. And there was a rave. There was like a 3-day festival that was like a rave, and like Alkaline Trio was playing. So I was like, hell yeah. And so I went to this. You guys probably know what the party is. I know it's like a huge party that's every year. I think it even tours around. But anyway, Alkaline Trio is playing. So I went and I was watching Alkaline Trio at this festival, and there was just like kids who had made homemade Hollywood Undead shirts. And this was really early in. I hadn't really seen how big we were yet. And so me flying cross country and then bumping into kids wearing homemade Hollywood Undead shirts And then I came back, and me and Maddie went to Vegas for some reason, and we walked into the Hot Topic in Vegas, and we got mobbed. That was the craziest shit ever. Like, there wasn't that many kids there, but like the people that worked there knew who we were. We went up and looked at our T-shirts were in there. It was like the first run of our T-shirts. We went in to see if the T-shirts were there, and there were like a bunch of. It's a pretty popular Vegas. There was like a lot of kids there. It's more than your normal Hot Topic, but like it was nuts. Nuts. The organic like diaspora of Hollywood Undead onto the really early internet, early social media, like before bands had music on the internet. It's really crazy to have been a part of this.
Collages of the band they like and
A working tool, I think, in the world right now, really.
Yeah. For real.
I think it's funny seeing the reaction from our page and the kids dressing like us, wearing bandanas, making their own things. I personally don't know any other band page that where kids go that crazy and like.
I know I keep stopping here. I remember that first year, I had my friend Cookie. She moved to New York, and she was in New York, and she sent me a picture on Halloween, and she was like, "What the fuck?" And she'd taken a picture of 7 kids that had dressed like us that were walking around as Hollywood Undead, which I know happened a lot because it's like kind of a no-brainer. Like, it's an easy Halloween costume. But she was like, "Are you kidding?" Like, she was blown away that she was seeing, it's just nuts to be a part of something like that, or to watch some friends of yours get famous like overnight that quickly. Because we were just a bunch of fucking losers hanging out at Jarrell's house, and a couple months later, we were killing it.
Make collages of the band they like and all the mail we get, kids talking about blasting the music in their cars and doing crazy stuff.
We're
like
most
tagging our
certainly
name.
not role models.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely not.
I don't let my mom listen to our music. That says anything. I don't want to get beat up by
pretty.
I'm a pervert.
It's so true. People, like moms, would come up to me often and be like, "Oh, my son or my daughter loves your band," and I'm like, "I'm sorry." Like, tell them, buy them better music.
She's a sex offender. The producer.
Blasting the music in their cars and doing crazy stuff.
We're
like
most
tagging our
certainly
name.
not role models.
Yeah,
So,
definitely
yeah,
not.
as a
I don't let my mom listen to our music.
Yeah.
If that says anything. I don't want to get beat up by I'm a pervert. That's why.
She's a sex offender. The producer's a sex offender.
And
I think it was something we just decided to do as like just a funny joke, wear some bandana or mask and different things, and I think it kind of hides the fact that people pay attention to the music before what we look like.
We want to be
Oh,
mysterious too.
well, we're all really ugly though.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Some of us have some really
hideous.
outstanding warrants too. So
Yeah.
I think that's actually a big deal.
Permanent
Astounding feats.
permanent scars on our faces and stuff.
And there's a child actor amongst us too that doesn't want to
Shut up,
mix
Corey.
careers. Child act that Maddie, huh? That was me talking about Maddie. Wasn't Maddie like a Nickelodeon star back in the day? Little token ginger.
Actually, Jason Priestley is one of us. We all grew up out here, so we all got friends who were like taggers. And,
Though.
yeah.
That's the main thing.
Do is like just a funny joke.
Music.
Yeah.
If that says anything. I don't want to get beat
too
up by
pretty.
I'm a pervert. That's why.
She's a sex offender.
Sex offender.
The producer's a sex offender.
And
I think
oh God, I nailed it even back then.
it was something we just decided to do as like just a funny joke, wear some bandana or mask and different things, and I think it kind of hides the fact that people pay attention to the music before what we look like.
We want to be
Oh, we're-
mysterious too.
Well, we're all really ugly though.
Yeah.
We're all really ugly though.
Some of us have some really
Hideous.
outstanding warrants too. So
Yeah.
I think that's actually a big deal. So
Permanent
yes, sir.
Astounding feats.
This is
Permanent
really
scars on
weird.
our faces and
This is super weird. Hearing a recording of yourself that you have no clue. I have no clue. I didn't even remember this interview until I just. So my Gmail, my ShadyJeff at Gmail account, like hit a wall where they're like, dude, we need you to pay like a ton of money a month to store all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, but they're like, oh, you could get rid of like 150 gigs of trash. And so like just like showed me all this stuff and all these old emails from back in this era popped up, and I was like, what? And then one of them was an interview, and then that broken side, and I was like, holy crap, kids probably would like to see this. But yeah, this is crazy.
The band they like, and all the mail we get, kids talking about blasting the music in their cars and doing crazy stuff.
We're
like
most
tagging our
certainly
name.
not role models.
Yeah,
I
definitely
think
not.
I don't let my mom listen to our music
Yeah.
if that says anything. I don't get beat
too
up by
pretty.
like
I'm a
50
pervert,
Cent,
that's
dude.
She's a sex offender.
Sex offender.
The producer's a sex offender. And
I think it was something we just decided to do as like just a funny joke, you know, wear some bandana or mask and different things, and I think it kind of hides the fact that people pay attention to the music before what we look like.
We want to be
Oh,
mysterious too.
well, we're all really ugly though.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Some of us have some really
hideous.
outstanding warrants too. So
Yeah.
I think that's actually a big deal.
Permanent
Astounding feats.
permanent scars on our faces and stuff.
And there's a child actor amongst us too that doesn't want to mix careers.
Actually, Jason Priestley is one of us. We all grew up out here, so we all got friends who are like taggers and gang members, and
We all got friends, but we stand alone.
I'm gonna
It's
call
great.
this girl I know at Target and tell her to go look in the music section.
We all go,
just so I can
but we
impress her,
stand
so,
alone.
you know.
It's exciting because we're on it with some other.
Actually, Jason Priestley is one of us. We all grew up out here, so we all got friends. Who
Rest
are
in
like
peace, Jason
taggers and
Priestley.
Gang members, and
We all got friends, but we stand alone.
I'm gonna
It's
call
great.
this girl I know at Target and tell her to go look in the music section, just so I can impress her. So she.
It's exciting because we're on it with some other bands and stuff like that, like AFI, All American Rejects.
Gay.
Yeah. Also, we feel that our song kind of stands out on the record.
Maybe this never came out. I don't know if because I don't remember this going out. I don't remember like ever listening to it again. Like I think we probably listened to it a couple times just because we were like, oh, we got interviewed. George Gay.
It's kind of cool, man. I think it'll have a
It's by
big
far the best
impact.
song on it.
Just so I can impress her. We all grew up out here, so we all got friends who are like taggers and gang members, and
We all got friends, but we
Wait, so this is about the Myspace Records compilation? Okay, maybe that. Do you guys remember that? We came out the first time we got anything was released was maybe possibly I think they put number 5 on a Myspace Records compilation, and I think that's what who is that Jordan's talking about when he's talking about or when they're talking about the other bands that are on here on the album. Like I think that's what he's talking about when Jarrell said I hang out at Kmart or Target and in the music section and point. Yeah.
stand alone.
I'm gonna
It's
call this
great.
girl I know at Target and tell her to go look in the music section, just so I can impress her. So she.
It's exciting because we're on it with some other bands and stuff like that, like AFI, All American Rejects.
Gay.
Yeah. Also, we feel that our song kind of stands out on the record. It's kind of cool, man. I think it'll have a
It's by
big
far the best
impact.
song on it.
Yeah, that goes without saying. Plus, there's 7 of us, so if any of those other
Jump
bands
by
want
the
any
band.
Yeah.
stuff with
AFI.
us, step up.
We could definitely. I think we could take him.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. He's pretty buff lately, dude.
Dave. He's got a
working
personal
out.
vendetta against Davey.
Hey.
Jeff.
So tell me about number 5.
Wait, what did
That's the
George?
best song on it.
Yeah, that goes without saying. Plus, there's 7 of us, so if any of those other bands want any stuff with us,
AFI.
step up.
We could definitely. I think we could take him.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. He's pretty buff lately, dude.
Dave. He's got a
working
personal
out.
vendetta against Davey.
Hey.
Jeff.
He's got a personal vendetta against Davey Havoc. That's an inside joke. That's some personal shit that I'm not going to talk about.
So tell me about number 5.
I love Dave. Like, I've known Dave. AFI were local legends where I'm from, up in NorCal. When I lived in NorCal for a big part of my life, and AFI, Good Riddance, Fury 66, those 3 bands were local legends, and I've been love AFI, love those dudes, love Dave. He just dated a girl that I was with, and they all thought I was butthurt about it, but I wasn't.
I don't know how it goes.
Party
How does
song.
that one go?
Yeah,
Party
it's a
song.
party song. It's
Yeah.
a dance song. It talks about us. It talks about the way we.
What song was this?
He's got a
Dance
personality.
song. This must have been number 5, because we had the music video, and at Myspace, the Myspace festival, we played the music video for the first time. So it must have been the number 5 video. I got to dig up some footage of the Myspace festival. It was pretty funny. The whole fucking place booed us. It was so funny.
Against Davey Havoc.
Hey.
Jeff.
Yeah, that goes without saying. Plus, there's 7 of us, so if any of those other bands want any
Yeah.
stuff with
AFI?
us, step up.
We could definitely.
I think we could take him.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
dude. He's pretty buff lately, dude.
Dave.
He's got a
working
personal
out.
vendetta against Davey Havoc.
Hey.
Jeff.
So tell me about number 5.
I don't know how it goes.
Oh, so Tom was interviewing us. He finally said something. That was him right there. I don't think he said anything before. That's funny. Yeah, that's Tom.
How does that one go?
Yeah,
Party
it's
song.
a party song. It's
Yeah.
a dance song. It talks about us. It talks about the way we get down. It talks about how Hollywood
we
is
do.
never going down. Yeah.
You know we gonna make your booty drop.
It's like something you could laugh at while you're dancing to.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what
just
I
a
mean?
good time song.
It's a feel good song. Yeah, it's definitely a song
bump
that
it before
was
you go to the
inspired by
party,
partying,
for the club.
having a good time.
In the club.
In the club.
Yes.
Oh, I love number 5.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Oh, I guess that's it. We didn't actually sign with MySpace Records. We ended up. Well, so Tom. Tom was just kind of the most important person that hit us up at the time, obviously, because we were on MySpace and that was the only place we existed. So he was like, hey, I got MySpace music. But he was going to give us like no money. Like he wanted to give us like 10 grand. And we're like, I don't know, dude. But at the time we were like, what was it? I feel like it was 40 grand or something like that. And we were like, oh, that's a lot of money because we were all broke. And we needed money for partying. But then immediately we got swamped with other record labels offering real money. And Tom didn't have enough. They couldn't compete with the offers we were getting, really. But we wanted, to clearly work with Tom. And Interscope, I believe, was helping Tom get MySpace music rolling. So when Interscope, I think Tom introduced us to Interscope. I'm not really sure on that exactly. But I think they did, and we were kind of like, well, Interscope's sick. Like, that's Death Row. That's a sick label. Like, we know Jimmy Iovine. So we were always mostly interested with going with Interscope, even though we were taken out by many record labels and hard sold. I remember there was this dirty bar down the street from Franklin and Highland, the Firehouse, the Fire Hose, something. And we were there, and the guys from Atlantic were like really hard sailing us. And like, usually all those dudes would keep quiet. And I was just like, look, we're not fucking ready right now. But they'd be like, they're ordering us. they'd take us out to all the clubs and get us bottle service and pay for girls to hang out with us and all this stuff. Like, they were crazy hard salesmen. We got booze, wined and dined, get the dog and pony show from everyone. And it was a pretty interesting time. But we didn't actually sign with MySpace Records. We signed with Interscope, who gave us a very, very good deal. Aside from, like, they gave us points on publishing. They didn't give any other bands, and they gave us an unlimited recording budget, which isn't very smart. Because if you're a band and you get given an unlimited budget, you're like, whoa, I'm gonna buy all this stuff, but then you got to pay that stuff back, and the next time you get money, you have to pay that off before you get money again. So it's like you end up working for minimum wage because you got crazy and spent all your money like we did. So so no Interscope, and then they went stagnant with Interscope for almost 5 years or something, didn't they? They didn't put anything out until Swan Songs came out. That was a long time later. How's this secret HU mentor Phantom a part of any? No, you guys got really like stuck on a bunch of those random dudes that hung out at that one photo shoot. But yeah, none of those dudes really had a part in anything, and like Jarrell might have mentioned them in songs, but they weren't, like, important at all or talented or anything like that. Watch there are old songs from HU in the email. Oh, well, yeah, there's wow. There's a small chance. There's a very small chance there could be an alternate version of My Black Dahlia in there. I know I've told you guys about that other version, but now that I'm thinking about it, and now that I've found all this stuff I've found that I didn't even know I had, there may be a tiny chance there's that alt version where it's just George and I on that song. And really, it was pretty good. I think it was like Jordan didn't like my verse because it didn't flow right, because he's the rapper and like Noah's been rapping forever, and he didn't think that like my verse flowed correctly, but like everyone else thought it was cool. But anyway, I'll do some AFI videos for sure. But yeah, so there may be some more gems in there. I'll have to really dig through it, because it was definitely that email, ShadyJeff@gmail, I used the entire time. The entire time I was in HU, I used that email. So almost everything went through there. So I just got to dig in and find the time to like pick through everything one by one. Yeah, so that was a long live chat. So anyway, 48 minutes. Wow. So yeah, hope you enjoyed Hollywood Undead's first interview at Myspace Records, kind of giving MySpace. We were just telling bands to join MySpace. Basically, it was like an ad for MySpace, but that was the first ever recording of Hollywood Undead that wasn't music. And I hope you guys liked it. I will talk to you guys later. Uncle Shady out.
This is the